Our next speaker is Linda, and Linda's evaluator is Willie. Willie, would you like to tell us about Linda's objectives for her speech?
Sure. This is Linda's second speech. The title is Organizer Speech, and the objectives are to select an appropriate outline which allows listeners to easily follow and understand the speech, make the message clear with supporting material, directly contributing to that message, use appropriate transitions for moving from one idea to another, and to create a strong opening and conclusion. And it's from 5 to 7 minutes.
5 to 7 minutes. Okay, Linda with her second speech. Linda is an artist and a recent graduate from San Jose State University's Library and Information Science Master's Program. And her speech is entitled, Take a Good Look, An Introduction to Visual Literacy. Welcome, Linda.
Thank you very much. Hello, Toastmasters, and welcome, guests. Visual literacy, it's a pretty recent term. Has any of you heard this term before? Actually, I recently heard about it. It's, what does it mean? We all know how to read and write. We can see. Do you have glasses? Turn on the lights. Do you have depth perception? We all know. Look at this. The desk is here. I stand in front of it. We know the desk goes behind me. It's common sense, right? Yes and no. Visual literacy is the ability to evaluate and communicate in our world with visual images. It's not just as a product of our information technology, certainly being able to open Photoshop, to manipulate, to collect, organize, and manipulate digital images is an important part. Well, our world is full of images. We have maps, icons, logos, charts, graphs. There are visual metaphors, images, paintings. Being able to look at these and understand what's being communicated and to share that information with others is what visual literacy is all about. Now we have a number of techniques for looking at visual images. There's juxtaposition, looking at details, breaking things apart and looking at the tools that the creator used to put together their image. We look at things like lines, color, texture, the composition. What's the subject? Is there a subject? What's the space? What choices were made in cropping the image? In what materials did they use? Did they use thick paint? Did they use black and white photographs? Is it a collage? Is it something that looks familiar? All these, taking a good look at all these elements lead us to our understanding, help us to evaluate what we're looking at so that we can turn around and communicate with others what it's about. How do we communicate what it's about? We'd look at the item and we can describe it with words. We can copy it and email it to people. That's part of communicating what we've seen. We can recreate it ourselves, take it apart, manipulate it in Photoshop. We can print it. We can cite it in papers that we send to people. There are many rewards to developing our visual literacy skills. Rewards such as heightened attention and appreciation, comprehension of others' expressions, and memorability, just being able to remember. So many people say, well, I like it, but I don't know what it's about. Well, we're in that situation, we're limiting our powers of observation, and it's important to expand on these powers, to break down and to develop our skills, looking at what tools and what methods the creator used to put across their message in order to understand and be part of this wealth of communication. So take a good look, take the time to expand and develop your visual literacy skills, because you will be greatly rewarded. Okay, thank you.
I have a visual literacy question for you. After I looked at on the bottom of your email about your speech, you had your website with your artwork on it, and I looked at it, and one of your pictures reminded me of another artist. And so I have a question for you about that, whether that was something you consciously did or not.